Hello everybody! So I am back and I'm going to tell you a cool Dazzledry story. So it starts with, what kind of polish and top coat do you use? And this story has such a fun answer, and I never really had a place to do it before. So it is that, and the fact that you meet people along the way that are magic to you and help you so much, and the serendipitous things that occur in life and how I follow them. And so a long time ago, there was no such thing as gel. And in 1990, I saw my first gel manicurist, and she was amazing. Like, the gel work that she did was incredible, but she worked completely upside down. And because she did, the nails were completely upside down, not her. And because she did, it was too difficult for me to learn and do the nail art. And for you to make a living doing nails, you have to do time. Time is the number one enemy of a nail tech. So, okay. So that being said, I'm now in shop 4. And shop 4, the truck that delivers all the supplies came in, and she said, I have something new that I think that you in particular are going to love. And I was like, what? And she brings in a nail light, and she has it opened, and she has a bottle of pro finished top coat, UV top coat, in her smock, and she says, put this on your client. And I was like, oh, but I'm just about to polish. And she was like, no, you have to use this. And so I was like, okay. So I use it really quick, and it was just time for me to polish at the same time too. And I remember the client, her smock was light blue. I remember everything. It was like everything like kind of slowed down, time slowed. And I put the polish on, and then I turned on this light, and I was like, this is a gel light. And she was like, but that is just it, Robin. These seal completely dry in 3 minutes, and in 2 weeks it comes off with polish remover. And I looked at her like she was a magician, right? I was like, no way. And she was like, yes. And I look, and it's 3 minutes later, and it is like a glass finish. It is just beautiful. Everything I ever wanted in any nail art ever. And she's like, touch it. I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, touch it. And I touched it. It was bone dry. And I'm like, what? And I started saving my money. So Rose and I were saving money, and we got a light, right? And we shared that light between clients, and I was able to take my clientele from like 50 to 100 and manage that really well, because it gave clients a place to dry their nails and be part of the fun, instead of being put out in the back to dry their nails, because just before that you used to have to sit them in a fan or dry them with that spray dry. Neither of them worked very well, and then they'd nick their nails for the next 20 minutes, you know, so, or to an hour maybe even. And there's times where people would come back an hour later and the whole nail was messed up. And a lot of time for a nail tech was fixing those mistakes and learning how to fix those mistakes quickly, efficiently, and all of those things that I am so grateful learning, because now with gels and quick dry products, you don't learn the levels, and you don't learn the layers, and you don't learn layering, and so I learned the layering, and it came at a perfect time in my life and in my career, and I just got to really succeed. And it was the difference between being successful and being really successful. And I often wondered, like, who makes it? Where does it come from? What does it do? Like, why is this so different? But it had this strange smell of plastic and licorice, and it was really strong. And all my clients and myself got addicted to that smell, because it was like the feeling, the smell of victory, the smell of dry nails quickly, the smell of glass, the smell of shiny, beautiful new nails, and dried just fresh under a light. That smell would last for like 24 hours, and everybody just loved it, you know. And as soon as I would top coat, everybody would just be quiet and smell it for a minute. It was really weird, but also really cool, because that's a product that works, and there's no denying it. There's no, well, maybe it works sometimes, and you know, in certain conditions it doesn't work. No, this worked every time, and it was perfect, right? And so I used that product for 20 years, and the light actually saw about 500,000 nails in it. And when Rose and I parted ways, she took the light with her and I got a new light, and that light that I have has seen almost 1,000,000 nails. We did the math. And the second light, the first light had like this egg timer on it, and it was actually cooler. It was actually really super cool. It was a little bigger and bulkier too. I liked it. And we used to call it nail jail. And everybody go to nail jail, and that's where they talk and while they're in the slammer, and then they would leave and go out into the world again. So, and feeling beautiful, right? And they could still laugh with us and everything. It like made the experience more enhanced and fun. So fast forward 20 years, and I am in Oregon, and I try to get the Pro Finish polish, and it's harder and harder to find. And I was like, oh no, this hasn't been discontinued. And I didn't know why. I still don't know exactly why, but it was discontinued, and there was nothing like it. You know, there was nothing. There was only gel where you have to soak, or there was regular polish that didn't coat like a glass, right? And I was back at square one, like I was when there was just 4-ounce round bottles of regular or UV polish, and even then the UV polish didn't dry under a light back then. It was just regular, right? And like out the door or Sechevite or something like that, which is great, but it's not. It wasn't the same as Pro Finish, not even close. And so I began this journey looking for top coats, and I got about 24 different versions of top coat from different companies, and like niche companies and small brands, and just top coats from everywhere. And each one of them was lovely. A lot of them were exactly the same, and from the same smell, the same consistency. It's just from the same vat of polish, different company names on the front. And there were a few that were stellar, and then I still hadn't found one that really called to me like that Dazzledry's first experience. And so I knew that I was making videos, and I knew that I wanted to have a channel that didn't use lights and stuff, because so many of my viewers don't have access to lights yet, or it was just another product that I didn't want to push on somebody when they couldn't get the same things that worked for me. Like, I only used that light for Pro Finish nail top coat, and I didn't want to have them invest $300 for a light, because that's how much it costed. And that was in 1990. It was $300. I don't even know. The second one I bought was $150, I think. And then after that, I don't even know. I think you can get them online for like $3 now. I mean, like, it's crazy, like the light, but there's all different kinds. And so I didn't want to hurt anybody or get anybody into something that they weren't going to get into. I just wanted to teach nail art online, and stay true to the brand and not do any nails online, you know, like stay true to that, because I took my license really seriously, and I didn't want to give anybody like any false information or stuff like that. And then now it's like the Wild West, like everybody's giving all this information. And so on my channel, I spend a lot of time trying not to answer questions, because they're just questions that are coming up from a Wild West mentality. And because nobody is really answering these questions, a lot of you are confused. And so I don't want to open myself up to all the chemicals of everything, but I want to say that when a product works for you, it works for you. And every dime that you spend works for you, not against you. It's not going to make any difference. So like, I didn't want to sell a bunch of lights that weren't going to make a difference if I didn't have a top coat that matched it perfectly, and I didn't. So I went on this huge search when I first started YouTube, and I'm still using the Pro Finish top coat in my first videos, and I'm still using the light in my first videos. Like, everything that I used from shop number 4, I was still using 20 years later, and it was still working with the best of them, like with the best gels, with the best everything. It was still just as top notch. And it was really depressing me because I didn't want to lose that quality. And so anyways, I get online and I see this woman, and under her face, I think it was on LinkedIn, and she said that she was a chemist and maker of nail polish. And so I was like, wow, I wonder if she would know anything, because she seems like she's in an industry. So I emailed her this long thing about how I was in love with this one polish, and it was called Pro Finish, and that I was looking for another one, and does she know anything like it? And she wrote me back and said, of course I know Pro Finish polish. I invented it. And I was like, oh my goodness. And my heart skipped. I was reading it and my heart was like going really fast. I was like, oh my gosh, I teared up. And I started like almost crying because, well, I did. I think I teared up because it was so amazing that in all of the world, I never send emails like that, but just asking, and I need to do that more, you know, like, but I have to tell you, like, my life has been with my head down and working, and I was so focused on making sure that I didn't fail, or that my kids didn't fail, or that everything I was trying to build didn't fail, that I lost my voice. Well, it's not that I lost it. I never learned how to use it correctly, because I was always working and always kind of like, I kind of like straddled in a way. Like my voice was always kind of clenched. And it's truly because of my upbringing and not being allowed to use my voice. And so I never speak out like I should, but I should do it more and tell you guys more of these things. And so that's why I'm sharing my story. And they might be long and stuff, but I'm just taking my own time while I show you what I do. And so that if you guys are having same problems or experiencing the same types of things, I want you to know that you're not alone. So I asked her if I could buy a bottle of Dazzledry, and she was the creator of Dazzledry, and it just was accidental that I asked her, the maker of the polish I used for 20 years. It was just an accident that I asked her to buy a bottle and have it shipped to me, and she said, no, let me send you one. Now, here's the weirdest thing. Along with me not being able to use my voice, it is also very difficult for me to accept gifts. Like, I don't believe I deserve them. And so that's why, you know, like when she was going to gift me this, I like freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to give me something. I had never gotten a gift like that before. And it was truly like an incredible moment again with this same woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, like is she like my angel, nail art angel on my shoulder? Like, I don't understand. So I get this Dazzledry in the mail and I'm like, man, it can't be the same. It just can't be. I'm not going to get my hopes up, right? So I try Dazzledry, and oh my gosh, if it isn't the same, except for you don't need a light. It dries completely in 6 minutes, and I am not kidding. I have no reason to lie. Like, she doesn't pay me a dime for what I say. She doesn't share like tons of my stuff. She's a chemist making polish that's amazing, and I say all of this because she's an angel to me, and like she helped save my career twice, because now when I do my videos I can Topcoat with that and know that my art is safe for 2 to 4 weeks, you know. And to a nail tech, that is a lot to offer you, you know. Like a lot of things don't offer you anything, and in this this world that was based on competition and all the dramas that come along with it, there are such amazing people that are behind you and want your success at a time where nail art wasn't that successful, you know. Like so much of my stuff gets distributed like it's just water, like it's always been that way, but it wasn't. There was no such thing as nail art, and now there's so many people that do it. Like, you don't know exactly where it came from, and I want to at least tell this story in history so that it's for my kids and for my family, because I love what I do, and it has afforded them so many more choices than they would have had if I never did it. And although the shops I've worked at are so crazy, and you haven't even heard any of it yet, really, that saying this first and knowing that I have such a wonderful group of women around me all the time, that it just makes it easier to use my voice, and it makes me easier. It makes it easier and fun and full of like love, because I got to meet her because I was in Vegas at the same time she was, and she was at a show and I was visiting, and so I went up there and I met her. I got to meet her. So when I get there, I meet her. Oh my gosh, she's wonderful. And she reminds me of a woman that I grew up with when I was 13. And actually, the lady that I grew up with, her mother needed pedicures, and I guess I was always meant to just do nails, because I remember doing her pedicures, and she would make me like different stuff for dinner and stuff when I was 13, and just took like a mother figure to me. And she reminded me of this woman that I grew up with when I was very young, and I instantly felt so happy to be just by her side and walking with her, because she is like a legend and like someone that I look up to so much. It was like meeting a hero, you know. And so when I did the other nail conventions and stuff like that, and there were people that were waiting to get their nails painted by me and stuff, and they told me that they really appreciated what I do and that they look up to me and things, I knew what to base that off of because of how I felt about Vivian. And Vivan Valenty is the creator of Dazzledry, the creator of Pro Finish. She is an amazing chemist who continually inspires me because she is so kind, and no matter what comes at her, she's always just making good product and doing well and being kind. I don't know how to explain it. It's just I fit that feeling, I guess. I don't know, that feeling where I feel less lonely, or I feel like I'm a part of something where everybody wants to make the person that we work on feel beautiful above all else, you know, like that is the goal. And all of the hours spent that nobody knows about, and all of the mistakes made, and all of the drama that you have to go through sometimes, it all makes sense when you get to meet one of your heroes and they understand all of the pitfalls and lift you no matter what. And that is what Dazzledry has been to me. And through all of my YouTube videos, I try to stay neutral about brands, because there's so few that you really need. But I have met some amazing people on my journey, and it took a lifetime. It wasn't all at once. And the internet is both a curse and the biggest blessing that could ever happen. And I am in awe of everything. And even though I'm left out a lot of it, I understand why, because I'm not really selling anything, and I don't really have like tons to say, because I'm still learning how to use my voice. And so I just tell the story and have a good time doing what I do the best. But I know that there's a network of women that support that, and that they don't have voices as strong as like mine as well. And like so I just wanted to tell this story because it means a lot. And she got to I got to go to dinner with her, and we talked, and she told me stories, and I told her, and it was just a great, wonderful, amazing thing. And it's serendipitous. And so I want to talk to you about serendipity in my life and my journey. So in my life, there are certain things where I get this feeling like time slows, and I know that it's important, and I consider it like that there's this rabbit ahead of me, and I'm following him and collecting little Easter eggs, and the Easter eggs are what make it all worthwhile. And Dazzledry is absolutely an Easter egg that I continually smile about to this day. And she is one of my favorite people just in general, just because I just love her. And so anyways, I wanted to share that and keep this, you know, for my family, for me, for you guys, and for you guys to know like how certain products just stay with you even in a world where most products confuse me so much, I stay confused with the products. I stay confused with what people watch on YouTube and why. Like, I don't understand it truly yet, but I appreciate it all the same, and that we're all like little pieces in the whole puzzle, and that each piece puzzle, it makes a difference in its own way, and that I stand for unity and sharing and kindness, because I believe that there's enough room for everybody in shops all over the world, and that nail art is something that transcends everything else, and all of the crap can wash away and there's still nail art, you know. And I have never gone a week without painting tons of nail art. Not a week. It never goes out of style. Yes, there are tons of different trends and tons of different styles that you have to learn how to deal with and work around or run right through them. But it's never ending, and it's constantly exploding like fireworks. What's next? What do I want to do with this? What's next? What do I want to do with this? And it's just a show that never ends. And so with that, I just want to say thank you, Vivan Valenty, for doing what you do and helping who you help and fighting the good fight and being a mentor to me and so many of my sisters here in the nail art community, that I think that this nail is long overdue, and I'm going to send it to you as a gift, and I hope that you will receive it with a big happy smile, because that's what I want to do, is just make you smile today. Thank you. And for everybody else, I will see you back with more. Please share these videos. Make sure they get to the people who need them most, not just for just the amazingness of it all, but for the catharsis and the beauty of it all. I truly want to stay as close to that as possible, and just know that you are loved and respected, and you are not alone. Don't give up. Keep practicing. I still practice every day. There's no day that I do something where I didn't learn. And with that, I bid you adieu, and I will see you back with more. Everybody have a great night.